Hi Steve, I'm gonna do your tag. It's the Love a Duck tag, and honestly, I don't know how I'm gonna answer all but two of the questions because they all have to do with me, but I'll give it my best shot. Question 1. Does Jasmine dress up as flash as she does in her YouTube videos when she cleans the toilet? I am gonna say no. She may even clean the toilet just wearing her knickers and a nightgown. Or a t-shirt and knickers. I don't know. I've only seen Jasmine dressed up when she does her videos, but I guess no. Question 2. Has Jasmine ever accidentally gotten her long skirt sucked into the vacuum hose while hoovering? What's the difference between vacuum and hoover? There again, I'm going to say no. Unless she decides to hoover after she's had a few pints, in which case she probably would catch her long skirt in the hoover hose. But now, this is the thing, and this is why I asked what's the difference between a vacuum and a hoover, because there are some vacuum cleaners where it's more easy to get your clothing caught up the hose. Okay, and those are like the 50-year-old vacuum cleaners, but these upright hoover things, her skirt would have to get caught in that roll thing with the brushes on it way down at the floor. And so if she's wearing a long skirt with an elastic waist and it gets caught in that brush thing is going to keep going around and around and start pulling her skirt off. Well, I think she'd be really careful and she wouldn't get it caught. Okay, now here comes the challenge for me. Question 3. If Jasmine was at Leanne's for dinner and Leanne didn't know Jasmine dislikes spaghetti and served it, would Jasmine dump the spaghetti into the nearest available object while Leanne's back was turned? Even if the nearest object was Leanne's bicycle helmet that she wears while having seizures. Okay, first of all, if Jasmine came to my house and I served her spaghetti and she didn't want it, I hope she would stop herself before she threw the spaghetti into some kind of receptacle. Okay, I would rather, and in that case, then I would take her out to dinner if that happened. What the? I'm in the middle of making a video. Why did you die? It's got my questions written down on it. So, let me just say, I would rather she told me when the food was on the table or while I was cooking it and she figured out what it was going to be. I would rather she told me right then at that point before she tried to sneakily dump her plate in a plant pot or a bicycle helmet. Okay, what are we on? 4. Would Jasmine fess up to doing this or let Leanne go on to put her helmet with the spaghetti still inside it. No, Jasmine would not confess. She'd be too embarrassed. I don't blame her. I would really be embarrassed too. Next question. Would Leanne realize what Jasmine must have done, or would she instead think her injured brain exploded? I've already had a good read at these questions, and I have to tell you, this one had me almost on the floor, rolling with laughter. No, I wouldn't realize. I would not have any awareness whatsoever that there was spaghetti in my helmet, and I would have gone on to put it on with the spaghetti still inside, because I wouldn't have realized, and that would have been a good laugh, wouldn't it? I don't know how I would react. I mean, I would know it was food, because it wouldn't be like a worm or something, you know? But stop that. Look at my other computer thinks the screen wants to turn off. Okay, yeah, so anyway, I wouldn't have realized that Jasmine had put that food in my helmet, and I would have just, you see, Stevie, I've got this kind of track in my head, and everything goes in order, and if anything different happens, that's when we have the accident, any kind of accident, okay? Because that's out of order. So yeah, that would be pretty funny. That would be pretty funny. Love a duck!